Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Just wanted to put out, just do a little bit of a reading. I know we're going into a week with a full moon in Aquarius, and I wanted to do just a little bit of an energy reading and kind of see what we might be heading towards. I haven't recorded the full moon in Aquarius reading yet. Actually, now that I say it, this might become the full moon in Aquarius video. But if this doesn't resonate, check back in a couple of days and I'll have an official full moon. But let's just get into the energies of this week. Let's just focus on that. Let's get into the energies of this week. Now, when we talk about the sign of Aquarius in tarot, Aquarius, let's see, get my helper cards out here. Aquarius. Aquarius. I figured it was the star card. So yeah, Aquarius is represented in tarot by the star card. When we talk about the star, a lot of times that's our card of wishes fulfilled, hopes fulfilled. It's the make a wish, make a wish upon a star kind of a thing. And what I've been seeing it as, and this is how I learned from several different sources, and so I incorporate, my understanding and relationship to the card comes from understanding the historical meaning of the card. So I've gotten several sources where I get these from, but originally I started off with oh my gosh, Jessica Dore, who's an amazing, insightful tarot reader with a psychological approach. As far as like a mental health approach, that kind of thing. So the star card, in this case, one of the meanings that she associated with it is values as the internal navigation device that guides us through difficult times. And so there might be this this feeling of being in a difficult time, so much so that we externalize our hopes and wishes. We externalize our values based on what we are feeling internally or like struggling against internally. Because what leads us as people to want to make a wish upon a star? It's a burning want. And it's a burning want of something that is, it's kind of like, are we, asking for a miracle to happen? And I honestly have been feeling that energy too, like asking for a miracle to happen. I was telling a friend in a conversation yesterday that there's also been this energy of, karma happening, and karma happening where it needs to happen, justice happening where it needs to happen, or even, and both of those things are, either, depending on which side of it you fall on, good or bad. It could be good or bad, and I don't really like to classify things as good or bad. Everything has a lesson in it. Everything has data. So okay. Not only this, like physically, if you're looking at the body, this means that you're coming into a great healing, or you're feeling more hopeful about some sort of a health issue. So that is Aquarius as it relates to the star card in tarot. So let's go ahead and do a little bit more. Aquarius is an air sign, and we know that air signs in the tarot specifically connect with the sign of swords. I mean, the element of swords. I mean, the symbol of swords. Air is the element, and it connects with the suite of swords, the suit of swords. Oh my gosh, y'all, look at that. You would think that my Mercury in Gemini would have its act together, but let's continue. So let's talk about swords a little bit. Swords in tarot are typically about our thoughts, or they're about the impetus behind actions that were taken. Where did it come from? It ultimately came from a thought or an idea. Swords can also be messages. And of course, again, that goes into what messages is your subconscious sending to your conscious. And, once we move into the realm of taking action on those thoughts, that moves us into the territory of wands, which is action. So it's not that we're quite taking action on anything yet, but we're kind of like seeing what's working around in the background. And again, that ultimately connects here in the Aquarius card, because Aquarius is just one of 3 air signs, but it appears here. So what are our thoughts and actions and values even? That could also be something that swords stand for. It could be our values. It could be our ideals even. And then those turn into wishes, because what do we do with wishes and hopes and dreams? They remain inside of us and they shape us. And you might even want to consider doing some sort of dream work, keeping a dream journal of, maybe of dreams that you've had, and just kind of go back and keep looking at them and seeing, what was I feeling on that day, and maybe even tracking what happened outwardly after I had those dreams. Okay. All right. Let's see. Sorry, this might be in the way, so I'm going to put it back here so you can see the entire thing. Okay. Let's go ahead and yeah, let's go ahead and get a reading done. Let's see what might be coming forward during let's look at the weekly energy. Let's just look at the weekly energy. I'm using the True Heart Intuitive Tarot. Let's see what comes up for us, because the theme here is the Star card. Okay. All right. Star card. Let's get into the energy, Spirit. Okay. All right, Spirit, can you give us an insight on the energies from this week? Can you give us some insight on the energies from this week? Can you give us some insight on the, wow, just one card. Spirit, can you give us some insight on the energies of this week? August, what is today? August, the week of August 7th. Week of August 7th. Wow. All right. Normally I would say that's too many cards, but I don't think so. Okay. So we've got the Four of Cups in the reverse at the bottom. First card that came out was the Six of Cups. And then we had 4 cards come out all at the same time. The Two of Pentacles in reverse, the Nine of Wands, the Three of Swords, and the Tower. Okay. So the overall of this reading for this week, Four of Cups in reverse. When the Four of Cups is in reverse, I sense as if someone has taken some sort of action to, basically, if given a choice, you would do as if your higher self would do. This is what I see in this card. So instead of choosing, to reject what Spirit is offering you or what your higher self is offering you, some sort of higher path, you're actually like, no, I'm not going to reject that path. I am going to do, I'm going to accept this spiritual offer. I'm no longer going to reject it based on where I am right now. I want to move toward this spiritual, emotional state, right? Because what's being offered here, if you look at it upright, there is this eye that seems to be looking out from the universe on someone who is, okay, I've it's almost like the universe wants to give you a flower, and if this person could either be covering the flower up or unveiling the flower underneath the cup. Any of those actions could happen, right? But in the reverse, it's basically you are uncovering a flower. You're accepting an offer. You're accepting things coming to you, right? And that is, I think that's coincidental with this star card, with this wish fulfillment, or asking for a miracle to happen, right? The Six of Cups in reverse is about, to me, this is about moving on from the past, moving on from maybe even our childhood selves or our immature past. But this is also about compassion. This is about self-compassion. It's almost like moving into this idea of compassion on this. It's moving into compassion on a level on a spiritual level. That's kind of what I'm sensing here. Right side up, right? If I were to put this right side up, I would see this is a cup being shared between two children, and it's kind of like this. It's an acceptance of the past. It's you're renegotiating with the past. You're working with the past. But in the reverse, what I'm sensing here is this is kind of like a moving on from the past. No longer trying to negotiate with it. No longer trying to fix things, right? It's like, okay, what's done is done. I'm moving forward, but I'm moving forward with compassion for the past. And by saying that I have compassion for the past means that I also have compassion for myself. That's the statement this card is making. These cards, all coming out at once, suggest some sort of rapid development, some very rapid development. The Two of Discs in reverse, some sort of imbalance, some sort of losing of footing, right? And this could be something that's happening this week. There is an imbalance that happens. There is something that's off. And it leads you, though, to, okay, yeah, I definitely have to move off from this. I definitely have to move on with compassion. If anything, with compassion for myself. It's almost like you're being left in a lurch a little bit. And even in being left in that lurch, you're like, I've been here before. This is not scary. This is not something that's new or odd. I know how to take action for myself, and I know how to get things done for myself. And it challenges you. Now, the Three of Swords, a lot of readers see this as there's kind of this third party situation in a love relationship, or, this is the card of cheaters, that kind of thing. But I really do look at this card now that I am rolling through it, in the reading sense and in the spiritual sense. This is, whatever happened I feel as if the Three of Swords may have even caused the imbalance. But there is this sense of, I was holding on too tight to something. I was too connected at the heart with something to see that it was causing me to hang on to, all these other different ideas and values and ideals and thoughts even, that were keeping me stuck in this place of believing that I had to maintain a connection of all these things. It's almost as if you are realizing and understanding. I also sense there is this thing here of how much was I the glue that was enabling everything to stick together? How much was I involved in this? How much were my ideals involved to the point that they got to a point of being conflicted, and a point of, where clashes of thoughts were happening in the heart. Because now it's like things that happen in the head space are affecting the heart space. That's what I see here. And I see you at this point of this Nine of Wands, this very, this kind of like, I'm a wounded warrior, but I know how to act. I know how to act upon this energy and this imbalance. You are asking for a miracle and figuring out how to untangle yourself, and figuring out how to heed the call of spirit for yourself, how to heed the call of your higher self. And in order to do that, it's almost as if you have to untangle yourself from kind of like this, it's almost like a combined heart situation, some sort of combined relationship situation. The last card is the Tower. The Tower card, again, this is a message of, the Tower card comes in. And I know I like to try and kind of explain what it means and how I'm seeing it in the cards, because I don't know, I just like to. And I also want to make sure that people understand what I'm saying and why I'm saying it. The Tower, of course, you'll hear readers say this is about, oh my goodness, something is burning down. Like you're burning something down, even the foundations, like something was built on a weak foundation or something like that. But the Tower in this card, you can see there's some sort of building that's collapsing, and you can see that the building was built on some sort of floating rock in space. And this is something that is happening from a higher spiritual sense, right? So this could be either, something crumbling away, which is something that was built, this castle here, this thing that's tumbling, this tower, it wasn't built overnight. It probably took a long time to build up. And then in one fell swoop, boom, it's gone, right? And so it's almost like this, it's this approaching of either it's a realization or an understanding for yourself as to what needs to fall away, or what you need to leave the rubble of. What you need to. I've had. It's basically like, okay, you have everything around you has crumbled. Everything has come to the ground. Everything you knew, everything that was built for a very long time has crumbled to the ground and is now lying around you. And it's this feeling of, what now? What now? You trusted your higher self. You trusted that, you needed to pull away. You needed to pull away and untangle yourself from this shared group situation here, this shared love situation, this shared relational situation, and have come to like this realization of needing to leave the rubble, leave all of this behind and move forward. But it is this kind of this breaking down of an internal wall, even because I like to talk about the tarot as how we are versus projecting it outwards, but really taking in the lesson. And so the lesson here is that it's time to build even a new foundation. But in order to build that new foundation, we have to leave the old. We have to leave the old foundation and understand, figure out where we are standing and where we do stand. This is a realization. Okay, where are we on time? I don't want to keep you too long, so let's get some guidance here. Let's get some guidance on this reading. Foundation. Sorry, I'm trying to find the right oracle deck for you all. I don't know why I'm feeling the Magdalene Oracle, but let's go with her. Let's go with Magdalene Oracle. Let's see. Let's see what the guidance is for this week, Spirit, for this reading. What is it that we must move on to? What is our new foundation? Thank you, Spirit. The beloved, yes, we're moving on. We're moving to our, definitely moving into what our higher selves would want. Past lives. And what is this? Color. Interesting. Okay. All right. Okay. Getting spam text messages. Perfect. Okay. So we've got the beloved, we've got past lives, and I kind of sense that this color card wanted to come out, which is kind of interesting. Let's read them. I think you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. The beloved. Okay. Your heart is open and full of love, and because of this magical blessings are drawn to you. If you are single, a loving relationship will soon be formed, which will transform your life. If you are already in a relationship, then your relationship is about to deepen and also be transformed in some way. Love is a timeless state through which all is spiritually interconnected. You will soon feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude for life through your relationship with your beloved. Valuable insights are gained, and you each bring out the best in one another. Love is the gateway to an endless universe, where the light of a billion stars forever glows through one eternal spirit. Yeah, I think with, I think this realization in this Tower card is coming to an understanding of, you know, it's almost like you really didn't even need some of the relationships that you thought you needed so much. Interesting. That's interesting. Huh. And that, again, that's just the energy of this week and what I'm feeling with a little bit of this full moon in Aquarius that's coming along. Past lives. You might even be seeing the truth for what it is. Yeah, it's definitely being hit with the truth, a truthful realization. Okay, past lives. An emotional issue which has plagued you for some time is now being resolved and cleared through your dreams. Didn't I say something about keeping a dream journal? Yeah, and that's with the star card. Yeah, I did say that. You may wish to try to remember your dreams and pay closer attention to them. In your dream state, you will subconsciously revisit several of your past lives, reconciling past issues. Yeah, that's in that Six of Cups. In reverse, reconciling past issues which are causing problems for you in this lifetime. To help facilitate this process, set aside a few minutes for prayer and meditation before you go to sleep each night. Imagine yourself bathed in golden light and ask your angels to guide and heal you while you sleep. Ask that you may awaken to each new day with joy and love in your heart and give thanks for the gentle healing that is taking place. As if in a dream, you shall drift beyond the horizon through the ancient mists of time, then awaken within the womb to a new day, full of beautiful things, and you shall not remember what came before, but for a stirring in your heart. Yeah. There is, again, this sense of releasing the past with compassion. And now we're going in, yeah, keep a dream journal, y'all. This final card, color, seemed like it wanted to come out, so I wanted to go ahead and read that. Just want to take a look at that real quick, and let me bring it up in the book. Color. Wow, this is a long one. Over the coming days, pay attention to the colors you are drawn to. The colors of your clothes and the food you eat and drink will have a profound effect on the way you feel. When you find yourself being drawn to a certain color, pay attention to the energy emanating from it. How does that color make you feel? Perhaps it brings out a certain mood or invokes a certain memory. Color is ultimately vibration. Each color or combination of colors vibrates at a particular frequency. When you are drawn to a particular color, it is because a part of you resonates with its frequency. Color will help balance your emotions and restore your well-being. The following is a meditation that you may wish to practice, particularly if you feel low on energy or emotional. Imagine yourself on a beautiful sandy beach, watching the waters ebb and flow. Feel a gentle breeze blowing through your mind, clearing away all unwanted thoughts, concerns, and negative feelings. Visualize each of the following colors one at a time. Take your time with each one. Breathe in the vibration and essence of each color until you feel that color vibrate in every part of your body. Allow each color to flow through your mind as you affirm, I am a violet flame. I am a blue flame. I am a pink flame. I am a green flame. I am a yellow flame. I am an orange flame. I am a ruby red flame. I am a white flame. I am a golden flame. I am a silver flame. And I think this, as I was reading this, I was just, of course, looking at this, but also seeing the rainbow, right? And when we talk about the spectrum of, who we are as people, right? And we think of the rainbow flag, but how is it that we can see, this broad spectrum of person, but if we wake up every morning and we don't see the broad spectrum of color in nature as well, and see how diverse and beautiful it is, and how each color is so important, it's really just an exercise in compassion. It's an exercise in choosing to love openly and encompassing that love within the self, and identifying how that is reflected outwardly and back, right? Okay. So that is your reading for the week of August 7th. I will be back for a full moon in Aquarius reading, but I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I will see you soon. Bye.